Okay, welcome everybody. Let's talk about what happened in the market today. First thing we're going to look at is my trade of the day, which was just one trade, $1,025. A lot of this happened last night, actually, because the market was extremely elevated after yesterday's explosion to all-time new highs. And, sometimes you could just get a feel for the market. So I had a short side order that I put in kind of early in the night and let it play out, and it just, had my my limit set for the night and went and did my thing, and then it made good. You can see it was just one trade. I did two contracts, one trade, boom, made some good profit. Unlike yesterday, I didn't overtrade today. Excuse me. This is all I did. I just did this one trade and called it quits. That's my goal, $1,000 a day. Just sticking to the plan. It's good. Like I said before, and especially to the members, I know the public is watching this video as well, but especially to the members, I want you to understand that, though it sounds kind of cliche-ish, it's good to have goals. My goals are $1,000 a day. Whatever your goals are for your account size, you should be trying to achieve them every day, okay? Some days are going to be better than others, of course. But my goals are this for a good reason. Right now I'm trading two contracts, and I know I mentioned this before, but it's good to just stay on target and keep your goals in front of you. Okay, that's how you make forward progress. And my goal, of course, is to move to 3 contracts, which hopefully things go well, will be either sometime next week or the week after, if things keep going at the rate that they're going right now. So, and I mentioned this before, and it's worth repeating. I know some members have some really small accounts, and you're thinking, gee, I'm not making a lot of money every day. The point is is try to be profitable every day, even if it's just $20 or $30. Okay, or $50 or $100, whatever it is, whatever your account could support. Okay, whatever your account size is going to govern and direct your position size and your ability to extract profit out of the market. All right, if that's $20 or $30 a day, so be it. Just keep doing that, because just think about that. If you can do that 4 times a week, that's anywhere from $80 to $100 a week, right? That's $400 a month. And if you're honest with yourself, you're probably not doing that right now. Are you making $400 a month? I bet most people are not, right? Most small retail accounts are not even making $400 a month. So you should have some really realistic goals and just making a little bit of profit every day until you get really good at it. Okay, that's number one. You got to hone your craft. And number two, that's going to build up your account over time. It might take a few months, might even take a couple years. But eventually your account's going to get to if you keep sticking with your goal, your account's going to get to the size where you can trade 2 micro futures, 3, 4, 5. Or maybe you're going from 1 E-mini to 2, or from 2 E-minis to 3, like what I'm doing. Those are my goals, okay? So everybody needs to have goals. So when I show these profits here in the video every day for the members especially, it's not about ego. It's about showing you that a consistent goal can really pay very well over the long run. You got to start somewhere. And I said before, and I'll say it again, I remember the days where I literally traded 1 E-micro. That's all my account could handle. And that's all I traded for the longest time. And I'll be honest with you, I stunk at trading. I stunk at it. I lost more than I made. And then eventually, through some hard work, yes, prayer, and working on honing my craft, and just keep refining the process, I got better and better and better at trading. And today, you see what's happening. Most days, I'm making $1,000, okay? All right, let's move on to the charts. We'll talk about the weekly, the daily, and the trade of the day, and we'll just talk about the status of the market in general, okay? Okay, so here we are on the weekly chart. S&P 500 futures. This is the product I trade almost exclusively nowadays, is the S&P 500 futures, the E-mini. Occasionally I might trade some other products, but there's an old saying: if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? 49.57 this week hit the all-time high. Today got really close to beating this out. I don't think that when we look at the daily chart today, we'll see if it beat it. I don't think it. Oh yeah, this was last night actually. Yes. Today's Tuesday. So for the week, our range right now is about 55.5. So pretty kind of a tight week so far. You can see our futures are still trading as I'm doing this. It's about maybe 3:15, taking a little break here, afternoon break, and doing the video. So there's probably like a half an hour or so or more to go, maybe 45 minutes before the market closes on the futures. Intraday obviously already closed at 3 p.m. my time. But anyway, this was last night, this 49.57 and a quarter. Again, just a reminder, March 31st through about April 7th, kind of this area here, okay, is, well, actually, more like about we'll look at the daily, but it's more like the second week of March to about the first week of April. That's really this hot spot for what we're anticipating a cycle low. And, you know, when we look at the daily, you'll see how they kind of line up with this March 31st date. I think the green one is April 7th. Yeah, it's April 7th. So the blue one here is March 31st. And then the green one is April 7th. I just don't have it on here, okay, because they're so close. Market's still pretty strong. Still sitting right around 79. Yesterday was 80, so the market's still that. This is still going up. 147. Yesterday, I remember if right, it was 148. So the market's still pretty elevated here on the weekly for the MACD, but it's still very bullish for now. Okay, let's go take a look at the daily. All right, so here we are on the daily chart. Yep, 49.57 happened today. You know, yesterday we had that surprise, like late, kind of mid-afternoon, huge rally. That didn't happen today. We actually had a little bit of a pullback right after the intraday close. There was a pretty big pullback on the 15-minute chart. You know, the 5 and 15-minute, they pulled back hard. We'll look at those at the trade when we look at the trade of the day. But I said yesterday to the members, I actually thought this was going to be a down day, so it really caught me out. And like I said yesterday, I had to kind of flip around and change some shorts to long to mitigate some losses. I made $700 yesterday, but I did overtraded yesterday. But today I didn't overtrade. I kept it nice and clean, one trade for the whole day, which is, you know, pretty amazing. I was tempted to trade more, but anyways, I said to the members, I think yesterday, last night's email, I said, based on some data, I thought the market was going to pull back today. Well, we got a small little pullback here. Not much. But yesterday's close, I think, was 54. Let me look. 49.50 and a quarter. So this number right in here for yesterday, yeah, 49.50 and a quarter. And then today, it hasn't closed yet, but we're way down here at 49.40. So that's about a 14-point drop. And that's pretty significant. We'll see if this rallies at all. It might rally a little bit because things can get tricky between 3 and 4 o'clock as future trades at last hour. So this isn't closed yet. And I've seen crazier things happen where it rallies all the way back up to the open, which was 49.50. But my guess is, looking at the market right now across the room here as I'm looking at the streaming charts that I have up for the members, it looks, I don't know. I don't think we're going to get a bounce here. The market looks pretty red. Everything is red, down, big time down at the very end of the day here. So I think it's going to probably kind of just calm down here and track sideways. It may bounce a touch. So this is a down day. So the data, the universe data that I look at every day, projected to today would be a down day. And even though the range was only 18.5, that's probably where it'll finish. Really tight, super tight range day, but it is down, and it's nice to know you can be accurate, right? Okay, looking at the cycles here, the green cycle here, this green one going this way like this. You do have a January 31st cycle low. Of course, that's tomorrow. So as I said before, I don't think there's going to be much of this cycle low. I don't see anything happening here that's going to convince me that tomorrow we're going to get some big down day. Members, as far as my opinion about what I think tomorrow's going to do, that's all going to be in the nightly email. Okay, so make sure if you don't have your email address in the emails only channel on the Discord server and you want that nightly email, okay, put your email address in there. You can always DM me if you don't want your email address to be public. You can DM me directly on the server, and I'll make sure you get the emails. I'll put you in the database for the emails. Okay. But yeah, it's important to look at the emails every night because I give my opinion about what I think the market's going to do. Now, I don't do that every day. The email goes out every day, Monday through Thursday, but I don't always give my opinion about what I think the market's going to exactly do in the next day because sometimes it's not really clear, right? And I'd rather not say anything and let the traders do their own thing. But on days where I do think I've got enough information to give a forecast for the next day, I will. And today I believe I have enough, just like I did yesterday, okay? So make sure you check your emails tonight. All right, and so I don't think there's going to be much going on here January 1st, just for everybody publicly. I don't think we're going to see any kind of decline here. But February 8th, we could. That's about a week out, obviously, from now, maybe a little more than a week, calendar day-wise. So we'll keep an eye on that. We may begin to see the market kind of tip over here. Do got lots of divergence going on. Again, today, let me see, where are these divergences happening? Yeah, 1, 2, 3 divergences in a row on these 3 days right here. Okay, so we had 3 here, got a little down day. You had some more that showed up here, like with a day or 2 or 3 in between, and it pulled back again. So we'll just keep an eye on this. This is a little bit of a signal that we might get a pullback. Okay. So that's kind of cool. What we can do is, and I haven't done this in a while, we're going to bring in the Big Daddy forecast. Because when the market's elevated like it is right now, it's kind of nice to have, this is another indicator of mine that I throw in here once in a while. And you can see there's divergence going on down here as well. Okay. So we got divergence. They're a little offset. Okay. You see how there's divergence here on the SMI? Let me clear these and show you something. Okay, this is the SMI, Stochastic Momentum Index. Big Daddy Forecast is my own forecaster indicator. You can see over here, right, there's 2 divergence dots, but if we draw a line straight down, there's no divergence dots here, right? Nothing. Okay. But look, let's say here. See these divergence dots here? If we go down, we get them on the Big Daddy too. And what happened? Price decline, right? So when I begin to see divergence dots in both places, which I'm kind of seeing now, they're a little offset here, but not by much. That's usually suggesting there's, when you get both of these doing this, a little bit of weakness coming into the market here probably, okay? So we'll keep an eye on that. I try to remember to keep the Big Daddy forecast turned on when I'm doing the videos because I don't really rely on it too much, but I should be looking at it more often when the market's bullish like it is right now. Because that's a really good indicator. The Big Daddy forecast is a really good indicator of when markets are bullish. Okay, so there's your cycle lows. Again, I don't think anything's going to happen here on the 31st. February 8th is one, February 25th, and you can see out here is February 13th. I showed this before. I usually show it every day. Let's put it out here to 50 so we can get this moved over a little bit. So there's March 19th and March 13th. Like I said, second week of March all the way out to April 1st or April 7th, I think it was. Let me see, what is this date here? Yeah, see, this first one is April 11th. This green one, even though it's over here somewhere. This is April 11th over here, 4/11. Okay, 4/11. And that's pretty good with what we're seeing on the weekly chart. March 31st through April 7th. So from this point on, or I should say from this second week of March all the way to like the first or second week of April, almost a month, maybe we'll call about 3 weeks worth of time here, maybe 3.5 weeks worth of time. That to me is when the market's really going to probably be vulnerable to pretty decent pullback. All right, let's look at the trades of the day. All right, the first thing I want to show you before we really get into the trades of the day is I want to talk about this hourly chart. Now, occasionally I'll show this to the public. This is usually reserved for the members, okay, and because they pay for the service, okay. So no freebies to the public, but occasionally I'll show it like I am now for kind of promo purposes, all right? So this is the hourly chart, okay? It's a very powerful chart. And I think it was last night or the day before, I put in, added this red cycle right here. So there's 3 cycles in here. This may look confusing to the average person, but this is actually very informative. I'm gonna go over this just briefly, okay? So you've got this red cycle. We'll talk about this one first. That's this one. And you'll notice I got 00 CST. Well, this basically means midnight CST time. All right, it means that there's an anticipation of a cycle low, in this case overnight, on the chart, on the hourly chart. So I want you to just, if you look at the very bottom of the chart, so it's going to be down, like down in this area, you're going to notice a time that shows up. You see that? It says 1 a.m. It's 1 a.m. The candlestick before it is 000. So this cycle low that was projected was literally 1 hour, only 1 hour away from being a spot on accurate, right? It was projected to happen at 12, but it happened at 1. Now that's very informative information, because if it, sometimes the market won't pull back this much. Like this was a pullback of quite a decent pullback, right? 55, almost down to about, let's call it 46. Yeah, 46. So that's 9 points. That's quite a bit overnight to get this kind of movement in overnight session. So that's a lot. Okay, that's in other words, it's tradable. And the day is just from here to here, the whole day. Forget all this. All this back here is just previous days. We're just looking at this section in here, okay? So if you know that you're going to get a cycle low midnight or approximately midnight, then over here somewhere, a few hours ahead of time, you can go short, which is exactly what I did. I actually, to be honest with you, I went short yesterday before the close, about right in here. Okay, it was a little early. Went short here. There were some signals and some stuff going on. I had to wait through all this. It came down, and eventually I closed my position way over here, okay? But I really don't want to talk too much about what I did as much as I want you to understand that, the cycles on the hourly chart are very powerful. This is within 1 hour of being completely spot on accurate, okay? Let's just say that you believed that the market was going to be bullish overnight instead of being bearish like we're seeing here. Then when it pulls down when you get midnight and the market makes a little dip, you'd be like, okay, I'm going to go long because I have high, let's just say, for example, you had high confidence the market was going to rebound really strong. It kind of did here, but not very strong, right? Just rebounded a little bit. That's just a hypothetical. The point I'm trying to make is that you can use the cycle lows in more than one way. You don't just have to trade prior to it short when it comes down. You could trade out of it long if that's what you want to do. In this case, that probably wasn't the best way to go because the bounce was there, but it wasn't very significant. It was only like just a few points. Okay, but I just want you to understand that cycle lows can help you trade short or long. It just depends on what your analysis is telling you, okay? All right, let's look at the next one. It was 7 o'clock a.m. in the morning, right here. 7 a.m. CST. Okay, again, we're just going to look down here, right around this area. What time was this candlestick? Look at that, guys. 7 a.m. Right on the button. Okay? I got up at like 6:30. I don't remember 6:30 or 7:30. I got up somewhere in this area because I knew there was a cycle low anticipated. I got up. I needed to catch some Z's. I took a look at the market. My position was, I had a position at 49.44, somewhere right in here. I'm sorry, I had a limit order to close my position at 49.44, and it did. Okay. And why did I get up at 6:30 or 7 o'clock? Because I knew there was going to be a cycle low. So I want you to, if you can start to like formulate a picture in your mind, right? How powerful the hourly cycles can be. They can be very powerful because you can plan your trading around the fact that you've got cycle lows are going to come in. Now, do they always happen? No. But last night, my goodness, talk about last night and this morning, bang on within 1 hour, exactly bang on at 7 a.m. What happened? Did we get anything at 1 o'clock? No, we didn't. So this cycle low wasn't any good. The market went up. Okay, that's this green candlestick right here. So the market didn't come down at 1 o'clock. That's what 1300 means. Okay. So 2 out of 3 cycle lows being bang on, right? These two are really good. This one was not. This third one was garbage. We'll put an O there. Bad. We'll say X is good and O is bad, okay? If you know that, and if you're just trading this and you even just catch one of these cycle lows, in this case there's 3. This is a little unusual to have 3 cycle lows in one day in a 24-hour period. But I had to put this red cycle in there because I saw something kind of developing. See, I'm always keeping an eye. See what I do for the members, man? I'm always keeping an eye on things. And if I think there's another cycle coming in there, I will go ahead and throw it up on the chart. I don't, unlike other cycle analysis, people that do cycle analysis, they always want their divisions to be perfect. I don't sweat that. I totally don't sweat it. If I see multiple cycles, I just put them up there. If I think they're accurate, I check them out, make sure they're accurate. They're accurate. I'm going to trade them. I don't care if they're divisible, equally, perfectly divisible by one another. It doesn't matter to me. I've made a lot of money just making sure I'm tracking cycles, okay, which was evident by the fact that I made a lot of money coming down into this, okay. Anyway, I just want you to, for both the members and the public, I want you to understand the power of the hourly chart on the membership and how this hourly cycles can be used. All right, let's switch back over to some of the trades of the day. All right, so here we are on the 5-minute chart. We're going to talk about a few trades of the day on here that look really good. I mean, spot on, banging on, huge money making. I mean, remember, today's range was only 8, so far I think it's only 18.5 points. Okay, because the futures trade in points, not in dollars, okay? 18.5 points, that's a small, tight day. Very tight. But look at this 5-minute chart. We're going to go through this 5-minute chart, and then we're going to look at the 15-minute chart. I'm going to show you something very powerful on how you use multiple time frames. That's exactly what I did to make some really good money today, okay? So first of all, we're going to look at the 5-minute chart here. This is 8:50 a.m., okay? This signal comes in at 8:50 a.m., okay? There's a purple candlestick here. Now, I had a member, just real quick, I had a member ask to say to me, I can't see the purple candlestick. Maybe their chart doesn't show it. They might have some colorblind issues, whatever. I'm not criticizing anybody that has that. If that's true, it could be that. I'm not sure what it is. It doesn't really matter. If you can't see the purple candlestick, don't worry about it. Just use the Giddens Plus indicator. It's right below it. See that? So if you can't see the purple candlestick, don't sweat it. It's this indicator, the yellow one, at that candlestick. Okay? That's all you got to remember. So in any case, the Giddens Plus indicator came up. The purple candlestick that's associated with this indication came up at the same time. I mean, look at this. Are you kidding me? The SMI rolls over, boom, all the way to there. Now, most people are probably going to get out down here somewhere, right? They're going to get in maybe like right in here. We'll call that 49.52, and they're probably going to get out right here about 49.46. Okay, so that's 6 points. That's probably realistically 6 points you could extract out of this movement, okay? 6 guys out of 18 for the day. What is that? Everybody know what that is? 6 goes what? 1/3, right? That's 33%. Well, close enough. You just extracted 33% of profit out of the entire range of the day. I'm sorry, just this little section here. Right? That's how you have to view things, right? You just grabbed 1/3 of the entire day's worth of range in one trade. Very powerful. Okay, let's move on to the next one. That's this one right here. And the next one's down here. Okay. This one you had to wait on a little bit. That's this trade right here. I mean, this alert. 11:50 on the Giddens Plus indicator. It triggered right here at 11:50 a.m. my time, CST time. That's this purple candlestick. Okay. It was already going up a little bit at this point, right? This was already going up a little bit. Had a little hiccup here. It pulls back down and fires away. Now in trading, sometimes you got to sweat through this right here. You got to go through this little pullback. You know, it's up to you. You could close it, wait for it to bounce and get back in, or just wait it out. Okay, either way, this trade was a little bit more complex, but still very profitable, okay? All right, we're going to come back and talk about this right up in here. We're going to talk about this opportunity, and I'm going to show you how I took advantage of this, even though there was an alert here. Okay, there was another alert that came in right here. Also, this one, 1:25 in the afternoon, and this one took a little while to develop. You can see, let's see, where we were right here. It rolled over. If you took the trade short right here, and obviously this one was short. Okay, let's clear the screen. Obviously this one was short, right? We'll put an S here for short. Obviously this one right here was long. We'll put an L for long, right? You're going this way. This one's going this way. This one's going that way. This one would be short, right? Because the SMI is rolling this way. So you take a short here like, oh, crud, it keeps going up. This happens a lot, especially in the afternoon. But as you're going to see, if you pay attention to the 15-minute chart, this will help you to wait a little bit for this entry. But even if you got in right there and went short, you waited out, and oh my goodness. bombs away. Excuse me, huge. Okay, even if this didn't happen late after, most of this is like, some of this is right after intraday closed. I think this is like 3:05. This is right at 3 o'clock. So that was after intraday. But even if you did a short right here, you still picked up this profit in this area if you just waited. And that was what? About 2.25 points. Not a lot, but there was at least something there. So even if you make a mistake, you can still get out of the position a little better than even. Okay, that's why I say when you're looking at these charts, don't just trade the 5-minute chart or the 15-minute chart. You got to look at all of them at the same time. All right. So those are 3 great trades. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, well, these 2 were great. This one was just good. Now I'm going to talk about this right here. And why did I trade this? Even though there wasn't a Get Us Plus triggered here. Why did I trade it? So let's remember this time. This time is approximately right around 11 o'clock to 11:05. Okay, there's a couple reasons why I traded this. First of all, it was near all-time highs. All-time highs was at 57, which is about right up here. That was number 1. Okay, so I knew the market was going to probably struggle to get through the all-time high. At least there was a decent chance. 2, you can see these 2 skeleton white-looking dojis. That's a whole lot of indecision going on. And often, but not always, the market will reverse when you see this kind of dojis going on. Okay, so that was 2 things that caught my eye. Okay, and the third thing is, now I'm going to remember this time is about 11 o'clock, a little after. Switch over to the 15-minute chart and check this out. So you pay attention to the time down here, right? 11 o'clock. I'm going to hover over this little, so you can see the Get Us Plus indicator got triggered right here. There's the purple candlestick at the top. 11 o'clock exactly on, right, guys? So, guys and gals, so now you understand why I say this. Remember, this is the 15-minute chart we're looking at here. The one we just came off before was the 5-minute. All right. That's why I always say you have to look at multiple time frames. So I could see there was something on the 5-minute chart that looked like a possible trade. And then at the same time, because I got the streaming charts right here in the office, right? I'm looking at the same streaming charts that members look at. I saw the 15-minute chart and said, wait a minute, there's a Get Us Plus alert going on at the same time. So both the charts together, the 5-minute with the skeleton dojis near the all-time high, the SMI was very peaky on the 5-minute chart, and then the Get Us Plus alert showed up on the 15-minute chart. This was a no-brainer. I made some money right down here in this candlestick. To be honest with you, I should have stayed in longer, but I was a little bit trigger shy or holding position too long because the market's been very jumpy. I didn't want to get caught out. So I just took kind of a quick scalp here and tacked on like another $125 onto my $1,000 for the day. Okay. But it ended up being huge, right? This was like a 10-point run. This thing was massive. More than that. Look at it all the way down here, like 42, 41. I literally got in around this purple candlestick. So that was like 54, 53, all the way down to like 43. That's $1,000 for me. Anyway, I try not to look back and say, oh, shoulda, coulda, woulda. But yeah, you know, the reason I'm mentioning that is because even I need to improve and mature in my trading, right? Everybody needs to improve on their trading. Yeah, if you ever get to a place in life where you said you've arrived, yeah, you're making a big mistake. Don't ever do that to yourself. Always be pushing forward. I'm not saying you shouldn't enjoy your profits and, you know, and take some rest sometimes and enjoy life a little bit and smell the roses. That's great. But you should never become too complacent. That's a horrible place in life. Don't do that. Okay. Staying active and pushing whatever it is you're doing is going to keep you healthy. It's going to keep you motivated in life. You're going to keep on going. All right. All right. So those are the trades of the day. Really awesome. Both on the 5-minute and the 15-minute here, right? Look at this. This is the market right now. I don't know what time it is right now. Let me switch back to the 5-minute chart real quick. So it's 3:40. Okay. And look at this. We're down here at 49.35. Most of this is taking place on this big old candlestick right after the intraday closed. Look at this thing. It's just selling off like mad dog. So tonight's going to be interesting. Let me just look across the room here. I'm not going to say to the public what I think is going to happen, based on the data I saw, but I know what I'm going to be looking for overnight. All right, overnight session. Okay, stuck around the end of the video. Want to become a member? That's great. There is a link in the description just below the YouTube video. Okay, make sure you read the instructions very carefully if you want to become a member, okay? Excuse me. Once you've done that, click on the Discord link. It's going to bring you over to Get a Server. Then you click on Server Shop. It's going to bring you up to this page right here. $7.99, guys and gals. I mean, I can't give it away any cheaper than that. If I should say I can't make it any cheaper than that, otherwise I'd be giving it away, okay? It's just super cheap. And you saw the streaming charts, right? I showed the 5-minute, the 15-minute. I even showed the 1 hour today, kind of as a promo. All right, so that's down here. When you join, you click on S&P 500 stream. You're going to get all 3 streaming charts simultaneously, the 5, the 15-minute, and the 1 hour, right? You saw the Get Us Plus indicator there. That's been very powerful. Also with the purple candlesticks, so some people like that. Okay, I use both, you know, whatever. To just kind of eyeball what's going on. On the hourly chart, of course, you saw the cycles. I talked about that in this video. So that's super powerful. If that's all this membership did was give you the streaming charts with the Get Us Plus alert, you probably, in my opinion, would make back your money if you're patient. Every month, easy. You know, if you become a member, I would say the first month, don't trade. You know, spend 3 months, spend $25 on yourself, right? And get to know how to use the membership and get to know how to use the Get Us Plus indicator, the purple candlestick, the SMI. You know, you see my trades of the day. You see how I talk about how I sometimes make trades. You know, I don't really want you following me necessarily. You got to do your own trading style, but I do have the service available so that you can, you know, use your trading style and craft your own trades, right? And the indicators that are there are very powerful. I use them all the time. That's how I make profit. All right, so that's the streaming charts. Okay, whenever the Get Us Plus indicator gets triggered, it sends an alert over here to this alerts channel. Okay, so even if you're not watching the stream, this app can be loaded on, you know, Windows desktop, Windows laptop, your mobile device. Again, if you're going to load it on your mobile device, just make sure you read the instructions carefully. Okay, that's in the bottom in the description below the video. So you can always just turn on notifications by right-clicking on this channel and then turn on notifications, set it to all. You'll get notified. Okay, so streaming charts, alerts, go here. These get alerts. Now, these don't have streaming charts, but these do still get alerts. So if you want to trade gold, there's alerts for that. Crude oil, top 30 stocks, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and there's some daily alerts as well. Okay, premium symbols at the end of each day. I put some symbols in here. There's future symbols in there. There is optionable stocks. There can be industries in there. There could be symbols that look like they're getting ready to be shorted. So anywhere from 2 to 4 files, just depends on what's going on during for that day. Okay. If I trade currency, I put it in here. Sometimes I do. I trade currency futures. Okay, nightly email every night, Monday through Thursday. I send out a nightly email. Okay. And the email includes the daily chart of the S&P 500, which is going to show the daily cycles on there, just like you saw in the hourly chart, but this is for daily. You get the daily cycles on there. And I also give at least a few sentences about my opinion, what I think the market's going to be doing. So especially for members tonight, make sure you read your email and you'll see my opinion about what I think the market's going to be doing tomorrow. Okay, solar activity, I do track that for reasons that actually do benefit the members. Fixed income, sometimes I trade and buy corporate bonds. If I do, I'll put them in there. And then these two channels are just kind of general chat for everybody, okay? All right, this channel, don't put any comments in here. I had one member put a comment here. It's not a big deal. You didn't do anything wrong. But, you know, if you're a paying member, don't put it in general. Put it in member chat or S&P 500, okay? If it's related to S&P 500, put it here, obviously. If it's just general member chat, put it in here. Okay, this channel is just more like a welcome channel. I probably should rename it to say welcome. Okay, I don't know if they'll let you do that. This channel might be like a default channel. You can't change it. I'll see. But it's just a welcome channel, right? So don't put any comments in there if you're already a member, right? Because I don't check this too often. All right, so all these channels, all of them, the streaming charts, the nightly email, all the symbols, all the alerts, That's all members only channel. Only the members who are paying can get access to these channels, okay? That's what you're getting for the $7.99, everything I talked about. All right, one last thing, the rules, please read the rules. And here is the refund rules. There's please play nice with everybody else rules, okay? I don't tolerate nasty language on the server, people posting nasty pictures or nasty things, okay, and being rude. I'm not gonna tolerate that. If you do that, I'm gonna warn you, if you keep doing it, you're gonna get kicked. And if you keep doing it, you're gonna eventually get banned, okay? So don't force me to be the bad guy, but I will enforce the rules. Okay, and lastly, in there is a disclaimer that I'm not a financial advisor. I do not give advice. I only give my opinion. Everything on this server is opinion only. The videos you're watching right now are opinion only. Everything is strictly opinion. I don't give advice, okay? All right, happy trading, everybody. God bless everybody. Talk to you all real soon again next time.